What's up everybody, Arrg the Pirate here, and today I'm going to be playing a little support Zinx. As always, let's go over the deck. Now I have Auto Health Potion, Fast Travel, Mana Generator, Healing Towers, Auto Shield, and Deadly Mana for my gems. Now for my cards, I have Advanced Evolution, Exoskeleton, Flame of Zetchin, Mana Flow Acolyte, Power Tap, Growth Totem, Vital Waters, Cryo Agent, and lastly OPD Militia. Now sorry I have not been responding near as much to YouTube comments, things like that in the past few days. We actually had a family emergency, and so I had to go out of town and, you know, take care of a few things without getting into too many details. Yeah, we kind of made an emergency trip a couple days earlier than we planned, and we ended up staying a day longer than we planned. So, you know, things have just kind of been going crazy, and, you know, with me changing my logo, we did a big Discord rehaul, you know, there's been a lot going on. So, hopefully this week everything kind of stabilizes and we can get back to normal. But if you've been looking forward or looking towards a comment on YouTube, I should have already responded to it by now. But if I haven't, guys, definitely, you know, leave me another comment. Sometimes YouTube doesn't let me know if you've written a comment, so I can miss them every once in a while, especially since, you know, I was off for a couple of days. But everything should go back to normal this week, so hopefully we see that. Now, I did record this game before I actually went on the trip, and we did absolutely phenomenal, and it was a pretty short game, so, you know, I wasn't planning on uploading it, but since I just got back in town, things like that, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. And, you know, hey, we're playing Zinx support. Now, Zinx did receive a couple of buffs a while back, and then on top of that, with everybody getting that huge CC buff, her stun is absolutely amazing now, guys. And, you know, hey, she can make a decent support now, which is absolutely crazy. But, you know, hey, she doesn't do that bad, and, you know, that's awesome. Now, we are playing support, but I guess you could almost call me a carry. I'm not trying to steal kills, guys, but man, Zinx is just so good at stealing kills. With those kitty claws, everything like that, she definitely takes them. And you can see there, we actually just took out that steal, even though Sparrow was shooting her. But we ended up taking out a steal and a Grim within the first few minutes of the game. You know, I did go down there, but hey, I needed to go back and put on Advanced Evolution anyways, right? So, we're gonna head back to lane here shortly, and, you know, hey, we're off to a great start. Now, I've been seeing a lot more Zinx in that support role lately. You know, we've seen some in the PCL, and then just in regular matches. I don't see a whole lot of solo Zinx, but during team plays, you know, there's definitely a lot more Zinx supports out there, and you know, hey, since she got a buff, she hits a lot harder. And on top of that, you know, with that great stun she has, she makes a pretty decent laning support. But when you get out of that laning phase, you know, she doesn't offer just the entire lot as a support anymore. Her ultimate really is only for her, which, you know, when you think of more traditional supports, their ultimates are team or, you know, other hero abilities. And when it comes to Zinx, you know, it's really just her. But, hey, you know, if you can really force them out of lane and get your carry fed at the beginning, that's absolutely huge. And we've seen that a lot with heroes like Wraith and Zinx. You know, they've really found a good spot in this new 2v2 lane. And, hey, you know, that's solid. And you can see here the amount of poke I'm able to do to both Steel and Grim is absolutely huge. I am out of mana now, but, you know, hey, being able to just get that insane amount of poke on these heroes and maybe even take them out is absolutely huge, guys. Now, Grim shows back up and then knocks me right into him. You know, that distortion blast, whatever it's called. Man, that thing is so unpredictable, and you can see, oh, it feels good. But we're able to make get another double kill. You know, our Sparrow did have to back, so, you know, hey, that's one thing. And we did get both those kills, which, you know, hey, that's another thing. But, hey, you know, carry Zinx is pretty good, guys. Now, if you see here, I'm not pushing this lane. I'm just getting last hits, which is what you want to do in this duo lane anyways. But as a support, if your ADC ever has to back, go ahead and get that farm. Make sure you're securing that farm, but don't push the lane, guys, because you want your ADC to get fed. Now, we're going to go ahead and push this lane. I just now realized their Grim quit. I knew he quit later in the match, but I didn't realize he actually DC'd at 5 minutes in, or 5.5 minutes in, which, you know, that we are 5-0 or 4-0, which, you know, that he might have just had enough, or, you know, hey, if he actually did DC, that's unfortunate. They're stealing Chimera head over, and you can see the power of that double stun, guys. The Zinx stun is absolutely amazing, and we're actually able to take out Steel. Now, you know, I can't really do a whole lot for Sparrow right now. You know, I'm out of mana, don't have my stun, you know, and Chimera, although he's pretty easy to deal with, it seems like, at these early stages, he's a lot tougher, and without me just standing in front of him, which he could easily jump over me, there's not a whole lot we're going to be able to do. Unfortunately, Sparrow goes down, but she's got 5 assists at this point. You know, I have been stealing kills, which, guys, I'm not trying to, but, you know, Sparrow is pretty fed at this point, and being in this 4v5 situation, you know, this is probably going to be a fairly one-sided game. Now, we do head back to our duo lane, and our Chimera is there, and you can see, guys, again, we get that double stun. We're actually going to be able to take out the enemy Chimera, and then we take out Steel as well. And, again, we get both those kills. And, you know, hey, but that's absolutely amazing. That double stun kept that Chimera from getting his stacks up. We made him an easy target. And then it also allowed our Chimera to, you know, regen that little bit, and we were able to secure those kills. And just her double stun is absolutely amazing. I think, you know, I think she's a very strong support hero, even though she's a very untraditional support hero right now. Now, I did get a comment in one of my last videos about putting in deck builds in the description. If that's something that y'all would like to see, or I'm definitely going to try to start doing it. If I forget, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to write it down. And if you all would like to see that over the beginning explanation, let me know that too, because that would actually make videos take less time. So, but, you know, I think, me personally, it's easier to do something visually than it is, you know, reading it, but that's just me. As well as, if y'all would like me to kind of start going over how I build in the deck. Like, for example, this one, I build 1 point into that exoskeleton, get my living towers online, then 4 points to put on mana flow and that advanced evolution, and then go straight into OPD, you know, pick up growth totem when I can. If that would be, you know, if y'all would like to see me kind of talk about those type of things, let me know, guys, because that's something I can definitely do. And, you know, whatever helps y'all the most, I definitely want to try. Now, I am level 5. We've downed that T1 on the duo side, so, you know, I'm going to be a little brave. Chase after this Rev. If I could get a stun on him, we'd definitely be able to take him out, but unfortunately, he's just slightly out of range. But hey, no problem. We definitely chased him off. This is going to allow us to maybe even get some push in this mid lane. Now, Chimera is here running through the river, and, you know, with our Chimera here, our Sparrow here, and our Grim here, yeah, he's a goner. And we're able to take him out pretty easily. Our solo lane is getting pushed by that Wukong, but, you know, hey, that's really not that big of a deal. The outside lane T1s are really designed to fall, guys. You know, of course, the mid lane is as well, but you'd like to hold on to that one a little bit longer. But don't really worry about your outside T1s if, you know, you can protect somewhere else or rotate things like that. It's well worth just letting them go. That way you can start setting that lane and rotating. But, you know, of course, don't give it away for free. Now, at this point in the match, we've fully realized that Grim has DC'd, and we're saying, hey, let's try to end this game before they surrender, because, you know, we are at a huge advantage, especially with picking up Raptor that one time. You know, we're definitely at a big advantage, so we really want to keep this up, and you can see I'm playing very aggressive. I've been pushing lanes, things like that. Now, Revenant does try to go and ult our Grim, but Grim is able to, you know, absorb that with his whatever shield, and we just melt him. You see, he just quit. He quit trying to run away. And now we're gonna go ahead and down this T1 here in mid. Now, I have been seeing people play Rev in that mid lane a little bit. You know, I don't think Revenant's a very good mid laner, but, you know, at the same time, I don't really think Grim is all that great. But, you know, with the Rev nerf, I think he's not near as strong as he used to be in that mid lane. I might have to try him out one day, but, you know, I really feel that that Revenant would be better off even in the solo lane over that mid lane position. Now, before y'all start yelling at me, yes, it is a 4v5 game, and, you know, we're at a huge advantage. But, you know, hey, we're playing pretty strong before the Grim quit, and, you know, or DC'd. But, you know, it is what it is, and, you know, I've been out of town, so this is the video that I was able to make. Now, you see here, we're going in on this steal, and, you know, he misses his ult. Of course, you know, I'm blowing through mana in the middle of his minion wave, but with Grim right behind me, we make very short work of steal. And one thing about Zinx is, you know, she can absolutely just shred his armor. So, really, if you have one of these dot-type heroes with that ability damage, Steel is definitely not a good choice in that, you know, in that certain area. You know, you've got an Iggy or a Morgesh or a Zinx, they can just absolutely tear through that obliterate armor, or whatever it's called, and it just makes him a much easier target to deal with. Now, this is what this video is about, guys. We go ahead and throw on OPD, get it in that #1 spot, because that's where my macro is. We went ahead and put on Flame. Now, I have tried building this deck where I put on Flame earlier, and it's okay. Having your support with Flame on makes that first Raptor very easy. And, you know, hey, go for it if you can. It also increases that attack speed, so depending on how you're building, you know, you could also put Font on, but I think as a support, running Font, which I was trying that in the beginning, I think putting on something, you know, more of a sustain card is a better option than running Font. You might put the card on and pick it up later, but I definitely feel that running that sustain card is just a little bit better of a choice. Now, we're going to go ahead and engage on Steel again, and, you know, me and Sparrow, we make pretty short work of him. And you can see that OPD, I'm probably out-damaging Sparrow at the moment. You know, the OPD on Zinx is really strong, guys. And with Cryo Agent, it's also very strong. I haven't been able to tell if Cryo Agent works with Kitty Claws, like every time you shoot, it applies it, because Kitty Claws is kind of a basic attack, but at the same time it applies that ability. I think you actually have to toggle it on and off and on and off and on and off. But if you're able to do that, you do tons of damage, guys. Tons of damage. And I don't get to that point in this video, but we get very close. You know, we're not able to show it off a whole lot. But again, I'm pretty sure you have to toggle it on and off. I've tried it both ways, and it just really seems that toggling it on and off is the best way to go. Now you can see that Steel. Holy moly, we just delete him. You know, which, I mean, yeah, we're fed and everything like that, you know, but we've really only got one decent card on, guys, and you see the damage that we're putting out. The damage on Zinx with OPD is absolutely ridiculous, guys. You know, and I really think they nerfed this card and buffed it at the same time. But I don't think the nerf that they did on this card was anywhere close to where it actually needed to be. You know, this card is so strong, guys, and you can see the power of it on a hero like Zinx. Now, we are going in on this Wukong, you know, we're getting a little poke on him. We go ahead and go in on Steel. You see we've got OPD on him. The damage we're putting out is just absolutely ridiculous. We do dive some of that tower a little bit, and, you know, we unfortunately weren't able to secure that kill, but that's quite alright. You know, the enemy team, they have given up. They didn't surrender. They went ahead and let us win this game, but you know, with them being 4v5 and that they just weren't expecting me to be in that duo lane, and the power that Zinx has with again, guys, the power of OPD is absolutely insane, and I think she does make a very solid support. You saw we got a couple of those great stuns in there, and that is an absolute huge help to the team. Getting those stuns, actually getting, you know, just everything that she has to offer. She's fairly tanky, but, you know, with a card like this, she has to be dealt with, and, you know, that's huge. And you can see we went in to try to finish Wukong off and end up going down in the process. You know, hey, yeah, we got a death. You know, it was definitely a careless death, but, you know, it's game over at this point. Well, as this video wraps up, guys, definitely let me know if y'all would like me to get rid of the intro with the cards at the beginning, or would y'all like me to, you know, just text it? Would you like both? You know, what would y'all like to see with it? Because that's what this channel's about, guys. It's about y'all. It's about making it easier for y'all to, you know, play Paragon. So definitely let me know. Hopefully I get back on track. You know, making those 80, you know, making the jungle and all those 101 through 104 guides I've done so far, they take, you know, 8-9 hours of gameplay, doing all the bot matches, everything like that. So, you know, I have not been able to respond to everything as much lately, but I'm really hoping that will clear up with this week and, you know, actually getting back from the hospital, things like that. So I really hope that straightens out and, you know, hopefully we're back to normal. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for this Zinx gameplay. I know it's super short, guys, but, you know, this was a really fun match, and I thought I'd show off how strong she is. But if you did enjoy, show me some love, leave me a comment, think about subscribing, join our Discord, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.